If you're watching this video, it's probably because you have questions about the underground shelter at MyOzarkHomestead.com. It is one of the most expensive investments that we have for our group, and it is probably, without a doubt, the most complex part of the entire idea of the larger homestead. So we're going to go into exactly how the shelter works and what you get for your money, and what happens if you're the first person in versus being the last person in. So with that, we'll go over some of the details, but I'll give you a few seconds to take a look at the diagram for the entire shelter layout. I believe it's on the website in the section that is marked shelters, or on the shelter page. But if you take a look here, you'll be able to see all the different amenities with the fully built shelter. The overall dimensions are 50 feet wide by 60 feet long by over 20 feet high. So this is the first apartment. If you are the very first member in the shelter, you don't have to wait for another 50 members, another 90 members, however many. We're going to build everything that you see in this layout for the very first member. That's going to include a personal bedroom. It will be something that eventually will sleep 4 people, but if you look in the upper left hand corner, you can take a look at the amenities that it offers, like a queen size bed, a double single bed sleeping loft on top of it, locker style storage and seating, and then we have a flip down seat with a laptop desk. And if you go over to the right hand side of it, you can see that we're going to use the other bedroom portion as storage for this, but we're going to get the water pump, we're going to get the toilet and the shower and a sink. We're going to get all that ready for the first member. So if you're the second member, the great thing is with this modular design that we just build the next modules over. We actually build an additional 200 square feet, each one of these modules being a 10 foot by 10 foot by 10 foot cube. So if you take a look at what was added from the previous frame to this one, you can see that in the upper right hand corner we have our generator system set up with full ventilation, and then in the next compartment to the left of that we have the fuel and water storage. Because we built all of the amenities with the very first member for storage and bedroom, all we have to do is appoint the next bedroom as far as the beds, the loft, the locker seating, the laptop seat and chair, and so on. So when we have this much done, we're ready to build the next level. And the next level for the third member in is going to be in the second floor, the upper level, and you're going to have a bedroom built. And again, these are bedrooms that eventually will occupy more people than just one in each bedroom. They're designed for 4, but because we want to have every member ready to go in case there is an event that we need to go ahead and dump all of the earth back on top of this that we've excavated out, they are ready to close off at any time. And you can see that with the staircase and the addition in the upper right side, but in the second compartment over, that we've added with the third member the HVAC system with full ventilation. So once we have the first 3 members in, we're ready to make this thing a cubicle design again, and put in the appointments for the 4th member. And as we do that, we just build over in the upper level that right hand section of the upper level, which you can see is complete storage. But when you take a look at how much you're going to get per member, right now if you're one of the first ones in and there's an event and we have to shut everything down, it's going to be a small shelter without as much in common area, but in total square footage per member you're going to have more square footage. If for some unforeseeable reason we need to go ahead and make this thing buried under earth and get the escape hatches going before we have a full build going. But that's the beauty of this. With the 4th member, you can see that we've added the refrigerator and we've added a range. We've got water, we've got electricity, we've got HVAC, we've got fuel and food and storage, and we have ready to go, we have 4 individual apartments. So from there, we're going to go ahead and take a look at what we add when we get up to 8 different members. So you can see that there really wasn't any square footage built, but at 100 square feet a member in total, because of the 400 on the lower level and the 400 on the upper level, we added things like laundry, which we're not going to do a lot of clothes drying, so even though it says dryer, that more than likely will be a second washer. But we did add stuff just in case we have to go a little longer term than anyone would like, to keep ourselves a little bit physically active and a little bit entertained. You can see in the lower right we've got a weight bench and a treadmill set up, and then on the left hand diagram to the lower right of that we have a double library and computer station table. So once we have the initial 8 members, this really is a fully functioning apartment, and then from there we're just going to spread out and we're going to add more square footage per member. If we double our occupancy and we go to 16 members, you can see between the upper and the lower levels that we've added 400 square feet to each level. In the lower level we now have large water storage, we have our battery backup system in, we have more fuel and food and supplies in store. We also have common seating area. You can see table and chairs have been added, couches and seating for entertainment. In the upper apartment or the upper level, you can see that we added more bathrooms and showers, because once we get past this 16 member point, we're ready to add on essentially another 400 square feet on each level, and once we do that, then really it's just replicating and moving things around with building each additional section as they come. But that's why we've designed it this way. This is a full 20 feet wide by 60 feet long, 2 levels at 10 feet from floor to ceiling, or 10 feet from floor to next floor. And you can see all the amenities in the bedrooms, the additional bathrooms and showers and seating and entertainment items and things that will keep you sane in case we have to be in the shelter a little longer than normal. But because we've gone from an individual purchasing a shelter and having 200 square foot built, at this point we are at 24 members and we have a total of 2,400 square feet. So from here in the common areas, it's not going to get any tighter than that until we're really close to selling the full shelter out. But I hope that gives you an idea of just what this shelter build looks like and how things will progress. And once again, we're back to the full layout. I know this isn't something that's in high resolution over the video, or YouTube or the website, however you're taking a look at the video, but I want to give everyone a chance to just kind of soak in all the different things that get built. On the lower level, in the upper part of the right hand side, you can see that there's a medical bay with even a quarantine bay within that, and below that in the diagram you can see all the different storage areas and the things that would be in store for the quartermaster to take inventory of. But rest assured, if you are becoming a member of MyOzarkHomestead.com, that even if you can't visit us in person, everything that's being built we have on schedule, and we have third-party verification that we invite you to take advantage of to make sure that your investment is moving smoothly, because we all want to be safe in the end.